I'm going to be teaching you how to make chocolate chip cupcakes. Alright, so I already started. You put 2 cups of flour in here. Make sure as you're adding the cups, you smooth it over with a knife so that it is flat. Because you don't want to get flour everywhere in other things. So next, we have the sugar. So we actually are going to have half a cup of sugar. So we're going to pour the sugar in. So now we have sugar and flour in. What's next? Now we need 3 teaspoons of baking powder. We need 3 teaspoons of baking powder. So that's 1. You can smooth it on the top when you're coming out. 2. Let's just do 1 more. 1, 2, 3. After you do that, for the salt, we need half a teaspoon. So let's grab our salt. So here's our salt. We're going to add the salt in. You don't want to overflow on salt. So, after you've done the salt, after that, it is time to add the chocolate chips. Next, we need 3/4 of the chocolate chips. I opened it weird. So 3 of the 1/4 cup, or you can do a half and a 1/4. 1, 2, and 3. Now that we've got all our chocolate chips in, we've got to start mixing up the batter. So this is somewhat what your bowl should look like. So your bowl, I just showed you guys what your bowl should look like. But I don't know what you should use to mix this. So I'm just going to say you should use a whisk. So I'm just going to whisk the bowl. After you've mixed your bowl, it should look like basically just chocolate chips and flour, because that's the majority of what's in there. But that's okay because everything else is mixed in with that. So that's good. But now we're going to have to put this bowl away and grab a somewhat smaller bowl, because now we're mixing our wet ingredients. So now, I hope you didn't put your 4th cup away, because I didn't. But I did use this for chocolate chips, but I also have this. Which one should I use? I'm going to go with the flatter one because that has more even of milk. So, we need 3/4 of milk for this. After you've done that, make sure to put your thing in the sink because you cannot use a wet ingredients thing more than once. So now you're just going to want to get your 1/3 cup and some vegetable oil. I have Crisco. So you're going to unscrew the Crisco or whatever vegetable oil you have, and you're just going to make it nice and heavy in there. But don't overflow, because vegetable oil, if you have too much, it gets really nasty. So this actually looks pretty cool. I'm going to show you guys. Doesn't that look cool? Look how awesome that looks. Alright, so this is just a bowl. It looks like green milk right now because it's kind of weird, but it's going to look better once you mix the other things in because you'll get a better kind of view of it. So next you're just going to grab a simple egg like I have here, and you're going to crack it a few times inside of your bowl, and you're just going to let it out. But after this, you need to wash your hands. Raw eggs are very bad for you. So, you're going to want to wash your hands after everything you touch. Because if you go to the bathroom or something and you wash your hands, but then you come back and touch your iPad or something, wash your hands. You don't want to get germs in the food. Alright, let's get back to work. So, at home, make sure you have your parents' permission before you start cooking anything, because that could result in some really bad stuff, because you would get in a lot of trouble, and your parents would have to do a lot of dishes, and I mean a lot. They'd be really mad. Alright, let's get back to work. Right now you should see like just the egg yolk floating around in the greenish kind of milk. It's going to look yucky until you get to work. So we want to blend well, which means you can take your whisk from earlier that you used and you just want to put it in there. But that might not always work when you have an egg yolk. So an easier thing you can do is to use your fork. So you just mix around in the bowl and you like take... Vaughn, can you not say Ben 10 right now? I'm making a video. Sorry, he's playing Roblox and he's yelling Ben 10 stuff. Alright, so you're going to want to mix as shown. So after you've mixed it, it should be kind of yellowish and it should be kind of stringy still because you have the egg yolk in there. So now, on the recipe, it says you just want to dump all of your stuff into the bowl. Be careful that you're not wearing any clothes you really like, because once you dump it in, there's going to be a powder cloud, kind of a flour that just floats out. Because of the impact, the flour goes everywhere. Alright, so next, you should probably use a fork for this or a spatula. But, I mean, you can use an electric mixer, but you want it to be lumpy. So, I'm actually going to use an electric mixer. For this part, you're only going to want to use one. You're not going to want to use two because you're just trying to get it moistened. So. If your batter's still dry when you're mixing, you either need to find the wetness at the bottom of the bowl or you didn't add enough milk. But I would start by trying to get the wetter parts that you've already mixed into the drier part. So your batter should kind of look like this, and what I like to do after I make something is I like to taste the batter to make sure it tastes good. It tastes wonderful. Though after you lick the batter, you're going to want to wash your hands. Well, I have an idea. I thought, there's not enough chocolate chip in here, and I'm a chocolate chip-aholic. So, Vaughn! So I'm going to add more chocolate chips. Just sprinkle some in there by the electric mix. And then move it away, and you're just going to want to mix a little bit to get the chocolate chips in. So, after you do that, it's time to get your coffee liners and other stuff. Make sure that when you started this, or right now, that you preheat your oven to 400 degrees, so it is the right heat. So we're on to the next important part. The next important part is the coffee filters. So we only had a few of the regular ones left, so we have to use these Easter ones. So here is the pan. You should have a 12 pan for your cupcakes, and you should have at least 12 of these. Alright, so now, once you've done that, I'm just going to take out these white coffee filters because they're kind of beat up. So I'm just going to replace them with the Easter ones that I have over here. We've got little chicks on the bottom. So we just want to put 3 in. Think about this. You can use this strategy you can use, basically the recipe I just gave you. You could add some buttercream frosting from a recipe you look up online. It's easy. Right, Pineapple? Heck yeah. Mr. Pineapple, your voice is so deep. Alright. So, here we go. Let's go. Alright. So, you're going to want to get your batter, which should look like this. Kind of looks like a cookie dough batter, doesn't it? But it's not at all basically the same. It's very different. So, it says on the recipe to use 1/3 of a cup and kind of a half of that, I guess. So I'm just going to get a little bit of that. I'm just going to pour it into one of these coffee filters. But that might be too much, so you don't want to pour too much into one because these cupcakes, they rise a lot. So you don't want to pour too much or too little in. So, let's keep going. Try to make sure that you put these evenly. You have to put them evenly in the cupcake holder. For extra chocolatey goodness, I'm going to put some chocolate chips on the top of some of these so it just bakes into the top. That sounds really good, doesn't it? So before you put your muffins in the oven, you are going to want to get out 2 hot pads. These hot pads are just like wood blocks that you can buy at the store anywhere that you use to put under them so they don't burn your counter or anything. You could also just put them on your stove. But also, while they're cooking, you're going to want to put away all your ingredients. So let's get these babies in the oven. And remember, the oven is very hot, so you're going to want to wear oven mitts while you are putting these in the oven. Open the oven. Let's put these in. Make sure you don't burn your arms or anything. And then I'm going to set a timer for 22 minutes. Oops. Shoot. 400 start. And then timer for 22 start. So we have a 22-minute timer set. And then I'm just going to check on them every once in a while. And I have a light on so I can see. And you guys will see them bake too. Alright, let's clean up. My video's still going on. There. Nice and orderly. Alright, there's one more thing I have to put back still. Be right back. Alright, now you most likely have spilled at least some stuff on your counter. So hopefully you have Lysol or Clorox or some kind of wipe, that you can use on the counter. I'm going to use Clorox. Let's get out this wipe and start wiping. Alright, free. Press it.
I did.
Press it again. Alright, we're done wiping. Press it. Alright, so now that we've done that, in your free time, you're just going to want to just hang out or watch TV. So I'm just going to go sit with my brother on the couch.
I think you mean the director.
Look at those babies. I'm so excited to eat those.
Setting for our next action scene. Fine.
Oh, Doc. What you got there? Necklace? Yeah.
Yeah.
We've only got a few more minutes to go. I'm introducing my assistant taste tester, Vaughn. Say hi, Vaughn.
Hi.
Let's get these hotcakes out of the oven. Slash muffin. Well, it looks like my muffins are done. You guys are going to see them very soon. Alright, I'll be back in a bit because I got it cool. Now my brother's going to try one of my muffins. Alright, Vaughn, tell me what you think. Try it. You want to try it?
Yeah.
Right, here you go. Sacred muffin. Chew with your mouth closed. It's awesome! That's how you make them. You can cut them in half and put butter on the inside of them. How amazing would that be? Bye. Bye, everyone. Have a fun time baking this.